Everyone's talking about raising their vibration, but what if that's not actually how it works? Hey guys, it's John sitting here in my studio. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope you like the new studio setup. There are, like I said, multiple sets in this room, so you will see different backgrounds occasionally. But right now, I'm very much set up in this direction, so this is what you're seeing now. Somehow, the New Age has leaned into this idea that you have to raise your vibration. Now, what's interesting about that is raising your vibration means that right now you are not raised. You are not already in that raised vibration. The New Age ideologies tell you that you have to get somewhere higher. Well, what about if raising your vibration actually is not something that you strive towards that's ahead of you, but instead is something that you remember is your natural state? There's no more higher vibration than the present moment. The concept of raising your vibration is about freeing people from spiritual striving, guilt, or comparison. They're like literally trying to say that you have to raise your vibration to come to this next level of enlightenment. Well, the reality of it is that you are the pinpoint of creation itself, and there is no past or future that affects you in the now, unless you choose to let it. The real key to, quote unquote, raising your vibration is to really just become conscious. The myth of high vibration spirituality is becoming a very popularized buzzword. Raise your vibration. It's probably rooted in well-meaning metaphors about energy, but it's distorted into a ladder of spiritual worth. You have to raise your vibration because you're not raised, because you're not there. And many people internalize it as, if I'm not happy or peaceful, I'm doing it wrong. They're literally thinking their low vibration is because of who they are and what they are. But your belief about your now is giving you the experience that you choose to live. And we choose to live by what we choose to believe, and beliefs are always choices. That mindset creates shame and pressure instead of love and freedom. You have the ability right now to be the highest vibration you can possibly be by being present, because present is the only moment that you're conscious, and that's the only moment that you have in the now. I am that I am, not I will be when I raise my vibration. So the spiritual growth isn't about achieving, it's about remembering. It's about coming back to who you really are. I often talk about exhaling. Well, when you exhale, you come back to the pure state of love because you shut off the fear response. There's no higher vibration than love. People will tell you that all the time. You're not in a low vibration. You're just distracted. The world around you has created these parameters of experience, and you are distracted by them. You're reacting to the stimulus of the world, and then you're listening to other people who tell you that you're in low vibration. Feelings like anger or fear or sadness are not enemies, but they're signals that you're not being loving. Loving is the highest vibration. Every emotion is energy in motion. And the awareness of whether you're being loving or fearful transmutes it. It doesn't avoid it. You don't avoid the experience by saying, I am being fearful, so I am raising my vibration. You say, okay, I am being fearful. I recognize the fear. Fear is the illusion of love's absence, but the illusion is something that we choose to believe. Using judgment words like low or bad keeps you stuck in a duality and keeps you into your quote-unquote lower vibration, because you're choosing to believe in your present moment that you're in a low or a bad vibration or a low expression of self. Present moment acceptance is what naturally harmonizes energy. When you come to the place of realizing I am that I am, just like Moses said, amen means so be it, means right here, right now, it's done. When you stop labeling yourself, peace arises without effort, because now you don't have the parameters of labels. You don't have the parameters of definitions, and the parameter of definition of low vibration will put you in a negative state. It'll put you in depression.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com.
Modern New Age ideologies tend to like to use scientific language because they think they're bridging the gap. But the reality of it is if you think about, they're using this vibration and resonance and all these things, but in reality, what they're doing is they're continuing this concept of something ahead of you, something that you've got to come to this expression. Everything is vibration in a literal sense, but consciousness isn't a measurable frequency. The real shift isn't in hertz, it's in perception, it's in chosen awareness. And when you expand that awareness, your experience of energy changes, not the energy itself. It's the experience of it. Raising vibration is better understood as releasing resistance, letting go of fears and anxieties and coming back to that place of different belief. The present moment is the highest frequency there is. And alignment with the present moment is what people are mistakenly call high vibration. The more you live in now, the less distortion of fear or desire there is. And so without the distortion of fear or desire, you suddenly are living in a free life. You reach freedom. When people leave Christian churches and ask what they found freedom. It harmonizes naturally with love and joy because the doctrines, the parameters, the dogmas, the limitations are falling away, coming back to the present moment self that has no idea of its separation or low vibration. It comes back to the natural state of love that's within you. I sit in love, and to me, that is just a fearless present time. I sit in love and I have that fearless present time of just being. And I will do a video soon on what is sitting in love and how I do it, because people have asked me, to help them do that process. And it's interesting because it's not really a process. It's what I would call the methodless meditation. People who are chasing vibrations, it becomes spiritual consumerism. Expose how to raise your vibe, and then you have a book or a process or a thing. This is the way. And yeah, I'm going to put out a video about sitting in love. It is the way. I'm not selling it to you. I'm just put it up. Industry can lead to dependence on, it can lead to dependence on tools and teachers and methods and modalities. And the constant seeking keeps people buying instead of being. There are so many high vibe trends, crystals, mantras, detoxes. They aren't bad, but they're training wheels. They all work if you believe they work in the now. If you choose to come to the present moment and choose that you are already of high vibration, quote unquote. You can enjoy rituals without mistaking them for your source. Returning to the simplicity of just simply being love. This is a place of truth that is always there at the bottom of every breath. You have the ability at the bottom of every breath to come to a new understanding of your own divinity. My friends, just simply exhale. Just simply exhale. Let go of the thoughts of the mind and come back to the communication with God that is found in the feelings. God speaks in feelings, not thinkings. And when you come back to understand that, do I feel love or do I feel incomplete? Do I feel high vibration? Do I feel low vibration? It's a simple choice. Feel the love within you that is always there. You see a child with a big smile on their face, you smile too. Why? Because you feel the love. That's the highest vibration. Laugh, breathe, forgive, and then notice that these are the real energy shifts. These are the moments when you're being loving. These are the moments where you're expressing this joy and love into the world. And presence is the master frequency. It doesn't rise. It simply is. If we shed the fog of fear, that higher vibration of love is always there. It's never separate. You don't have to raise your vibration. You just have to realize it's already there. So if you felt pressure to raise your vibration, discover the freedom that's found right at the bottom of your breath in every moment. That's where the highest vibration really is. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.